Good morning, guys. My name is Sean Dexter,
And my name is Krisha.
and we welcome you to the Mango Grove on this Friday for your daily Bitcoin Chainlink and, as Krisha likes to say it, whatever else analysis video.
Ew.
All right, so Krisha, do you want to take lead today?
No, I'm actually going to let you do the talking for the most part because we actually found something rather interesting today.
Did we? Oh, yes.
Right, so we were actually sending out a couple of Bitcoin transactions when we noticed that the fees have hit the roof.
Yes, they have.
And why is that peculiar, Sean?
Well, usually I would just brush it off because fees do go up from time to time. It's part of what Bitcoin does. But this time around, it was interesting to me because it's happening very, very soon after the halving, right? And I was in a way keeping an eye out for this, so it prompted me to come onto the charts over here and check out what's going on over here. And if you notice, Kusha, fees have gone up, and what we're looking at over here, this chart is over the past 60 days. We're looking at the transaction fees in BTC amount, right? So.
Yeah.
This isn't the USD value of the transaction fees. So you can't say, oh, hey, Bitcoin has gone up in price, so that's why the transaction fees have gone up in price on total amount. Well, this is the total fees in Bitcoin value, and they have gone up pretty notably, right?
Yeah.
And the reason I am interested in keeping an eye on this moving forward is because everybody's been questioning how are miners going to survive if their block reward is going to reduce. And for those of you who are a little confused on what I'm talking about, the block reward is the mining reward, the Bitcoin that the miners receive for mining Bitcoin, right? If they manage to find the block, proof of work, etc. Go ahead and read my articles where I explain proof of work using simple analogies on mangoresearch.co.
I will link that below.
Yeah, you say that, but you never do.
I don't?
No, you don't.
Oh,
And then people
I
PM.
will definitely link this one below in the description.
But hey, it's movie night. You can't get stuck doing all of that stuff. So she does this where she's like, okay, I'm going to do this, and it's just one thing, Sean, and then I'm waiting for her to come back, and she's just gone. She's gone. She finds another thing to do. Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, by the way, shout out to Vishal. He recommended a really nice movie that we are going to be watching today, Krisha.
Which one?
I'm not going to mention it because I know that at least one YouTube fan of ours is going to comment underneath and ruin the movie for me by giving a spoiler. Yeah, a total fan. So yeah, let's go back to what's going on over here, right? So transaction fees have gone up, and what's interesting, I do have a chart over here. Okay, yeah. Confirmed transactions per day, however, are still pretty healthy, right? Yeah, they've come down, but it's still in this rising channel. Again, we're looking at only the past 60 days.
Now, you said something about, your thoughts on the fees going up. I thought it was rather interesting.
What were my thoughts?
On the whole, the free market.
Oh, right. So,
Bitcoin economy.
Well, how people are confused as to how these fees are actually set. It's not really the miners who are setting the fees, right? It's people who are out competing. It's actually us users who are trying to outcompete each other to get priority.
Yes.
To send out our transactions, right? So if you guys have noticed, we get to set the fees we want when we're sending out a transaction. The miners are going to be picking the fees, or rather transactions, that gives them the most money, right? So if nobody wants to bid a high amount, it's not going to go up that high, right? It's only when people are actually willing to pay those fees that the fees are going to go up, right? Now, keep in mind, the miners could just refuse to mine if they feel like the transaction fees are not good enough. But usually, even if you put your fees as zero, eventually your transaction should get sent through. A miner will just pick up your transaction, put it in the block, and again, we're going to go into the technicalities are going to get too much. So I'm just going to be keeping an eye on this to see. I'm going to keep an eye on all of this to see how all of this unfolds over the next 6 months or so. So yeah, just something interesting to keep an eye on. Now let's go back on over to the charts. Krisha, what do you think? Bullish or bearish? Bullish. Why?
Yes. I liked yesterday's close, first of all, but however, note that we are heading into the weekend. right? And so also, where did is CME's closed still? Is it open?
The CME gap is filled. So if you guys are concerned about that, yeah, it's filled. Okay, now we can look at it. If we do form a significant gap like we did last time, it's worth watching. But let's look at the mango ribbon, right? How has Bitcoin closed? And we did close over the 10 SMA.
Exactly.
We came down, tested it, and we've bounced this morning. The 4 hour also had a really, really good close. And what do you know, right? Coming down, testing the 21 EMA, testing the 10K, the 10K, the 21 EMA, and closing over the 10 SMA as well. And every candle since then, we've been closing over the 10 SMA. This is looking really, really bullish. Bitcoin is acting spectacularly for my positioning, because we took our longs over here, and even over here I wasn't too keen on taking profits, right? It's why I sold calls against this, and now those calls expired worthless, and yeah, I'm still in my position.
Nice.
Yeah, the thing though is I don't want to get too excited just yet, because if we go on over to the daily, there is a chance of us putting in this over here as a lower high, right? So we have a high, a lower high, and then this does kind of get, and I think Jojo was drawing this too, Jojo from the Mango Seed, she was looking at this as a potential head and shoulders. We may get that, right? We may get that, and we did kind of have something like this over here, right? Very, very similar price action. Look at this. Right? You do have, it's not a clear head and shoulders, but hey, this did play out. I do think it met its measured move too. Krisha, your pattern queen, did you look at this back then? No, it was your birthday. You weren't too focused either. Right? We were so focused that entire week on your birthday. It was Krisha's birthday week. That hey.
He's saying that. It sounds like he's saying it with a smile, and he is smiling on the outside, but I bet you on the inside he's like probably crying right now.
Yeah, that was missed out. But yeah, okay, so Bitcoin, like I said, is acting pretty well over here. Testing the 10 SMA, closing over this horizontal over here to 9,600 key horizontal for me. If we close like this, it's going to look good, and this is the way I'm seeing it. If we actually take out this wick over here, I don't think this horizontal at 10,045 is going to be the resistance I'll be looking at. I'll be looking at 10,372 to be exact with you guys. We can go ahead and draw this as a zone actually if we want. At 10,000. Wow, that wick over here is a nice $125 wick. So yeah, so we could look at the zone over here. I do think we'll come and test this here. If we wick above here and then dump, that's going to be bad, right? If we wick above this region, I'll be expecting continuation, but if we dump after that, oh man, brutal. I do think then again I'll be looking down to the 6,000 region levels. Krisha, you? I think
maybe, I don't know, like we were having this discussion about 6,000 in yesterday's video as well as in the Mango Seed chat, and yeah, I mean it would be quite deadly to say the least. Yeah, to say the least. I'm looking at, well, those low 7,000s if we do have to make a move to the downside. Like I said, it's about being prepared, right? Being prepared for if price comes here, then we're going to do this. It's just about having all your levels in one good bird's eye view. Yeah. And I will be layering in my spot buys. Okay, so would you be looking to take a short position at all if we do break? And where would you be looking to take a short position? I don't know if I'm looking to take a short, actually. I just want to be focused on getting my long position in. Okay, because that's fair. I have this thing where if I'm focusing on my short and I let my inner bear take over, you miss out on the long. Then I miss out on the long, and I feel like there's any opportunity, at least for me personally. Okay, now this is not financial advice. You don't have to follow it necessarily, but I like kind of separating that, and I feel like the bigger trade, the chunkier trade to be had in the long term is going to be on the bullish side. So your strategy is buy the dip. That's your strategy. Yes, that is my strategy right now. I'm going to focus on that. We are in a bull market to you? Not yet. Not until those weekly levels are taken out and we start putting in those weekly highs. Okay. But no, I want to focus on building a better long-term position than I already have. Okay, that's fair. What about you? I'll be looking to, if I do get the opportunity, I will be looking to take a short position underneath the 21 EMA and the 10K. I don't think I'm going to get it, but ideally what I'd really want to see is the 21 EMA and the 10K line up over here. Mm-hmm. And then we close underneath here, test it, and down, right? That would be the ideal situation, because this is what's going to happen, I feel like
this 21 EMA and 10 kin is not going to be respected the next time we do come down. This horizontal, on the other hand, might be, because Bitcoin tends to do this. We blow through the upside, not respecting the horizontal, but the next time we come down, everybody expects to buy it, expecting it to be a major level, and instead it blows right through it again, tests it as a major level, now as resistance. Everybody going, what the hell, we broke it here, and now it's being resistance. Nobody's going to buy, no one's going to short into it. Okay, and that's the trade. That's going to end up being the trade right here. So,
and it's funny you say that, because even that's what happened in the that last sort of dump, right? When we did break and come all the way down to test 3K again. Exactly. And I mean, it looks so unassuming, because Bitcoin has this.
Look at this. So here is so perfect. 10 kin, Kijun, 21 EMA all lined up over there. I think this one was the reason this one pains me is because this was an easy trade.
Yeah.
This was an easy trade, and I missed it. So
you can never gauge the magnitude of the move that's coming, right?
Like, it could
it's
literally
just about positioning yourself and saying that, okay, you know what, this is a good short, and you're right over there. I mean, that was a beautiful short. Yeah. Everything kind of lined up, but the magnitude, you're sort of just praying and hoping for the magnitude.
And I would not have predicted a move like this. There's no way. But hey, in hindsight, it's like, oh, it's so obvious. Coronavirus, liquidity, blah, blah, blah. But I don't think I would have predicted this. Like but when we woke up that morning, when we saw 3,800, I was so excited to buy. And then Derby gave us another gift by having a really, really nice discount on their Septembers. So yeah, when you see opportunity, when you see that kind of blood on the street, you have to.
You did really well on that.
Yeah, I was pretty proud of myself. I'm improving on the mistakes I used to make. So you tend to be afraid, right? You tend to be afraid and not take the trade.
Yeah.
And then you regret. So what you need to do as a trader when you get those feelings of regret, remember them, because that's now a ace in a card for you. Remember them, reflect on them, write it down if you have to. And the next time you feel it, those emotions, recall them, like bring them back, be like, oh, wait a minute, I felt like. How many times, Krisha, have we been discussing trade opportunities and I suddenly flip and I'm like, these emotions, Krisha, these emotions reminds me of so-and-so incident, and I'm going to take the other side of that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
How many times have I done that? And that's been helping me a lot. Just like using those bad experiences to your advantage down the line. So like, pocket the bad experiences. All right, so enough of that. We're supposed to keep this video short and sweet.
Actually, because I got scared at the 3K level. I did. I mean, I'm gonna be very blunt here. I mean, I was at the edge of my seat, and remember, I ran to you, and he was in a long. How did you catch that? What made you do that? So, it's like,
weekly level
good
now.
Advice.
This is looking so again, right over here. Don't ever get too excited too fast when we have such a big move to the upside. Close over the Kijun, have a close underneath. But I wasn't too excited about this, Kusha. If you do remember, I was going long. You were looking for further continuation. Why? Because we did not get the open and the close. Right? Did not get the open and the close. And now we're seeing that it's very unlikely that we close underneath the Kijun.
We can't say that yet, though. Right, because I mean, look at what that weekly candle did.
That is true. I mean,
we went all the way up to we still haven't taken out that previous high of the weekly. Right, so I mean, dude, this is Bitcoin.
It's 8,800.
Anything past Bitcoin.
8,800 isn't too far away, to be honest. And we've been right here, actually, right here. There was a similar situation, right? And if those of you who haven't watched the videos that we were doing on this run to the upside and how we were trading it to the upside over here and then again down to this level, please go ahead and watch it. It was a very, very valuable experience in how to put on a trend trade, how to be patient right up until the end of the week.
Yeah.
Right? It looked like me exiting my trade turned out to be a wrong thing, right? Because I'd taken a long, we saw the bounce throughout, but I'd exited my long, right? Why? Because this candle over here, I do want to spend some time on this. This candle over here, I'd bought on the 10 kin and the 21 EMA. Let's turn on the 21 EMA. But my thesis was relying on this actually bouncing and getting defended on the 21 EMA. We didn't get that. So I started exiting my position on the following week while we started going to the upside. And right till the end of the week, this was looking bullish, guys. This was only a green candle. This entire thing here was a green candle, right? up until the last 12 hours, or was it less than 12 hours?
I remember this. We were awake for this. We got up early for this.
Yeah, and Jesus. So I was even telling you guys, I might have been trapped, right? I may have been trapped out of my trade, and it is what it is. It's about sticking to your rules and sticking to your thesis. If you're invalidated, you had a thesis and doesn't come true, just get out. And hey, sometimes you're going to get trapped out of your trade. I'm going to show you guys an example of OMG, where I had to exit my trade and pumped 40% right after. But that's going to happen sometimes. But you still stick with your rules.
Yeah.
And look at what happens right after, right? On the last hours of the week, dumped, and then next week, boom, right? Imagine
That's insane.
Being stuck in a trade over here, and the week doesn't give you. All this happens so fast. People look at this candle over here as a 1 week, but this was actually just hours leading into this week.
Yeah.
Right. So this was more like all happening in 1 week. This was all 1 week's price action, 40% up. Right. So, So now, Krisha, you're right. We may end up closing under the Kijun. I don't want to get too cocky here.
I think there are three possibilities here, really. So price, the weekly either closes inside the cloud. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's one. Now, if we do that, where do you think we're going?
Well, 9,000. If we close a week in 9,600 is a key level for me, right? So we close above 9,600. I'm going to be staying in my trend trade for sure. Close underneath here. It's not enough for me to get out of my position. But the reason I'll be staying in my position for sure on 9,600, because even on the low time frames, it's key. Do we get all the way to the top of the cloud? I don't want to. I don't think the cloud. Okay, let's put it this way. I think we're going to go through the cloud. I really think we're going to go through the cloud. If we get to the top of the cloud, I think we're going to go through. I really think so.
I don't know if we're going to go through. I think I'm kind of... if we do close inside, I'll be gunning for 11.7. I'll be waiting to see what price does
11,700?
Yeah, around that range. Actually, no, sorry. The top of the cloud, basically. I don't know. I forgot. Is it 11.5?
So if you think about it, the top of the cloud over here is 11,300.
300. Okay, sorry. 11,300.
10,700 is the top of this area, right? But if you close next week, yes, 10,700. But there's nothing stopping us from going to 11.5.
No, you may be, as in like...
Yeah, I think we're going to go through. I really think we're going to go through.
What about if price closes between the cloud
and the
Kijun?
Okay, then I think we may do what I think Hachi, or was it Vishal, talked about this in Mango Grove, just going sideways over here. We may actually do that and then do something like that, right? This is weeks of price action just going sideways. So,
and if we close below the Kijun,
then the Tenkan.
Yeah.
So that's what we're all looking for. Where is that at? 7,153. Okay. But this would be my target.
He's sticking to that.
I'm either going for the moon or going for hell, right,
Where's
guys?
the 200 EMA on the
EMA?
EMA. Let's put that on.
Ooh, right. 5,000. We can check here. To be exact, 6,000. Ooh, I've been calling 6K. There you go. Yikes. 200 EMA. So.
Okay. That's
if this then that. If this then that. I'm ready. I have my plans. So we'll just wait. Okay. So that's Bitcoin, guys. Let's go ahead and look at Chainlink. Link. We'll start Link BTC again, of course. Look at the Binance chart, or look at Coinbase actually. Okay. So as you guys know, I am out of my link trade. I got out because of the daily 10 SMA. We close underneath. Let me just hide all of this. Were we looking at Coinbase or Binance? I think we were looking at Coinbase. So let's pull up Coinbase.
I think Binance probably has better history, no?
But I've charted it on.
Oh, okay.
Oh, this is Link USD. My bad. Binance. Okay, no, this is Link USD. We're looking at Coinbase.
On Coinbase.
Okay, so I got out over here 10 SMA, right? And it does look like we've come and tested that level. It's taking its time to load. Okay, so there we go. We closed underneath the 10 SMA. That's when I got out of my trade. I was looking for this to hold over here and also put in a higher low and then possibly put in a higher high. If we did not get that, as soon as we lost that, the higher low may be coming somewhere around here, but it's not looking like that to me right now. In fact, rejection of the 10 SMA, I do like to see that, not because I'm in a trade to the downside, but does show me that my read on the market, because I got out of the 10 SMA, has been overly in conjunction with the major market players, right? Because you can see this retest of the 10 SMA got sold into, right? Mm-hmm. One, right after we closed underneath the 10 SMA, we saw the follow through to the downside, and two, the retest was rejected. So, okay, cool. I have a good read. This is looking like it may want to come and test at the very least 37,618 Satoshi. Okay, so breaking this down over here, not going to be a good look. I think we come and test this level over here, this cluster over here. It's going to be a major weekly level, Krisha.
I wanted to see how price reacted off of that 200 simple moving average that you had on your previous
on the
time frame.
daily.
Yes, because we do have that 200 moving average running right through, right? And no, it's been pretty shit on it. Okay.
I wouldn't say it's been a good guide, right? It's been a good guide. Again, guys, I do recommend you guys watch my video on moving averages and exponential moving averages. People don't fully understand how to properly use them. I wouldn't say this has been shit at all. You've gotten good trades off it. Yes, they've not been clear support and resistance trades, but that's not necessarily how you need to use it. You can see that, hey, yes, we lost it over here. This could have been a trap accumulation, and we retook it. And look at the angle of the 200 moving average. As long as the angle has been up towards the upside, and this has been trending to the upside, Link has been trending to the upside. So you can keep an eye on this, and as soon as we start kind of seeing this layer towards the downside, that'd be one way to say, you know what, maybe Link is beginning to lose its overall longer term trend. So I wouldn't say it's completely useless. You're using it as a guide for overall market direction.
Okay, yeah.
Right.
No, I was looking at it in terms of
support and resistance.
Using it as a level to take your trades off of.
Yeah. So that's one way to use it, and that's completely fair. That's how I use 21 EMA, right? And the 10 SMA, etc. But you can also use these as a guide, right? Yeah. We shouldn't just dismiss them.
No, of course.
So that's the daily on Chainlink BTC. Should we talk about anything else? There's not much here, guys.
You were on the weekly, actually.
Oh, yes, I was on the weekly.
The overall diagonal, that beautiful.
No, actually not the diagonal. I do want to look at this horizontal, this area over here. We may come down and test this region over here if we do start taking on this wick at 36,809 Satoshi. And this was that cluster that I was talking about on the daily, right over here. So Chainlink can come down a lot. That's a good 11% more, right, to the downside. So, and that what would be really bullish to me, and I'll be looking to buy after that, is we come down here, test this area here, and wick above this trend line. That's going to be very interesting to me. So if we do that, I'm going to be a buyer almost instantly. That's going to be bullish, and I'll be looking for further continuation to the upside. This trend line has been really good. So that's Chainlink BTC. We can go ahead and look at Chainlink USD quickly. And Chainlink USD, guys, has really been doing nothing, just going sideways while it's losing Bitcoin value. We are waiting for this to pick a direction. Once it does, that's when we'll be like, okay, we can take a trade not only on Link BTC but perhaps on Link USD. Remember what we are looking for Link to make a decision independent of Bitcoin. For now, it's just been going sideways. If we do start losing this horizontal over here around $3.50, I do reckon we come down and test the Kijun as well as do on a moving average sitting around $2.92. We do have weekly support at $2.60. We lose that, again, the same cluster over here that we're likely to test. But right now, a direction needs to be picked towards the upside. We have a lot of room to move. We could be moving something like 20%. There's some nice moves to be had, but again, on that same regard, right, you can have a nice 20% move towards the downside too. So you have to be very careful. When I start looking at my trades, what has helped me is to first start with how much I can stand to lose if this goes the wrong direction in a mode of compression, in a zone of compression like this. It's going to pick a direction, right? Do I really want to sit in it while it could go either way? This is a 50-50 trade right now, just looking at the Link USD chart. I don't want to be in this. I'd rather pick a direction, a clear direction that is independent of Bitcoin, and then get into the trade, right? You can make money on both sides.
Yeah, absolutely.
So 20% either direction. Just wait, be patient, and take the trade then, is my opinion.
I agree.
And I don't mean to say, hey, be a breakout trader. You often get a break and then a retest, something like that, and then downside. So
And Link, like we've observed, is very generous.
It is
on those breaks,
to be.
The retest, and further continuation to whichever side it broke in to begin with.
Right? It does tend to be, yep. So
yeah,
that's it, guys, for me at least. Krisha, any thoughts? Closing thoughts?
No, nothing. You've covered everything. Bitcoin, Chainlink for all the fans, and yeah.
All right, so Bitcoin looking good. If we close about this horizontal.
Moon it.
Hey, Krisha, I thought you were looking for 7,000.
I'm going either way.
Okay. All right. So, man, I'm actually really tired. I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Ciao. Do it
Later,
the mango
guys.
way. Do the sassy way.
Bye, guys.